Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It is time for the Monday Night Fireside Chat, and tonight's topic is favorite thing to can. So we want everybody to let us know what their favorite thing to can is. I have Tammy and Mark up here with me, and say hi to everybody. So first one in was actually Tammy, but she was in so early, YouTube knocked it off, which I don't know why they're doing that when people check in early. All right, then Mark checked in both channels. Then Mother Earth Garden Club checked in. Walt Rogers came in. Phelan Clan Wolf. Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man. Love the Land Homestead came in on Tammy's side. Sumi is here. Geeky Gardens. Aiden Air. Kaylin Strain. And Northern Girl Hobbies is here. Woohoo! And Mark moved Chef Tech over on your side, Tammy, to give you watch hours over there.
just to balance it out. Thanks.
Yeah, just to balance it out.
We need a moderator over there just in case.
That's true.
Yeah.
You are a moderator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Becca's working, and Jen's busy, so I have no moderators right now, actually. Shouldn't say that out loud.
You got me.
Just to let everybody know, their internet is having problems. It's been having problems for the last 2 hours that I've noticed. Not so much when I'm doing local stuff, but if I'm pulling websites from like on back east when I was checking stuff on some websites, it was so. Is there storms going on back there? Because
you're gonna have. I'm gonna have a lot of background noise when
we got some nasty thunderstorms rolling through.
Yeah. Okay. So the thunderstorms are affecting all the internet cables and everything else, and throwing crap up there. So
the sun's going down here in Maryland, and the birds are doing their thing.
All righty. So also, if anybody that's lurking, thank you for coming in and just watching. And I froze. You can lurk and watch all you want. Please still hit thumbs up no matter which channel you're on here, and at least check if you can at least check in and say hi, lurking, like Phelan Clan Wolf did at the beginning. He said entering local lurking mode or something like that. Sumi says it's beautiful in Ohio. I was outside about an hour ago trying to plant a new apricot tree in a big 15, 20-gallon tub thing. And I'm out there digging, just about got the hole done. All of a sudden, tink, 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 tink. Ah, crud. I get under and it just dumps. I get under the cover and it just dumps on me. It's like, well, I guess I'm not planting that yet. But it's getting the soil down low, damp again.
Yeah, it makes it easier to dig.
Unfortunately, it's when I get down that
deep, the tree won't even know it's been moved.
When I get down that deep, though, it makes the soil kind of gummy, fixed to the shovel. Yeah, because I can only rototill down, like that far. When I go down beyond that, that's when it starts getting gummy. All right, let's look. I got some pictures here and questions. So I'm going to ask the question, but we're not going to answer it yet. So the question is, what is your favorite thing to can? And one of the things we got to realize, it's like saying, what's my favorite thing? It's like saying, what is a favorite child? And now I guess it's whichever one is listening at the time. And so with canning, it's probably whichever one you're doing at the time, or whichever one is being easy to can at the time. When I typed that in there, your favorite things to can, peaches came up first. On the search. Pears is another one a lot of people do. I didn't realize people actually canned fruit salad with the apples and stuff in it. New one on me. And of course, then there's the ugly chicken. There is beef. Yay, beef. So what is your favorite thing to can?
Go ahead,
And
Tammy. I'll let you stew on that
I
one.
have
No
a hard-
pun intended.
it's like a
I
favorite
could-
child,
I could
right?
talk on this for the next hour and never give a definitive answer. I paid my mortgage with canned tomatoes, so I have to say that canning tomatoes is a very favorite thing to can. Personally, I love canned venison and canned salmon. I'd have a hard time, like in the meat department, it would have to be one of those. And then my favorite recipe right now is blueberry lime jam. So those are my favorite things to eat. So I guess those are my favorite things to can.
I have just two. My favorite thing to can, which was, I think, the fourth thing I ever canned after I got on your channel, Tammy, on Facebook way back when, was cowboy candy. And I've perfected my own version of it. And I have a friend of mine who, he might be listening right now. He's up in New York. I drove all the way up there for his daughter and her fiance with my pans and jars. Actually, I made them buy jars and stuff. I brought all my supplies up there. I made cowboy candy for them up there. Then, when I had because there's always brine left over, I shredded red onions and used the brine and made cowboy red onion shreds, which they just absolutely go apoplectic over on burgers and hot dogs. So, and my other thing is my mom's bread and butter pickle recipe, which is a long, drawn out recipe. I've done it 3 times in the last 15 years, and every time it comes out great. It's just she has the procedure down to a science, or had the procedure it's written down.
My internet is going crazy here.
My bread and butter pickles, I got people that beg me for them. I think I made the last batch 5 years ago. I got 7 jars left. And they're good. I mean, I've opened a 10-year-old jar, and they're still just as good as they were when I canned them, or if not a little better. They're maybe a little softer, a little darker green, but they're great.
All right, she's going to be coming back, so I got to keep her up here.
She got to tell the kids to get off the internet for about 20 minutes.
I think I fixed it. I switched carriers.
Okay. Let's see on the side chat here. We got Geeky Garden says, whatever's filling up the freezer the most.
Good answer. Good answer.
Galen said stew. A question. So what is your least favorite? We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll come back to least favorite. Love the Land Homestead says chili sauce. Chili sauce.
Ooh. I have a funny story about chili. I used to work in the healthcare, and you know, when you meet somebody, you're trying to make kind of a rapport for a couple minutes, and so we discussed with this older lady about, you know, what her favorite thing was to can, because I said my favorite hobby is canning and stuff, and so on a piece of paper she wrote me out this recipe for coney sauce. I use it to this day, and as she was going past me in the hallway on her cart later, she slipped me the recipe. She had handwritten her favorite recipe out for me. I still have that piece of paper.
Cool. Yeah. When I was growing up, the main thing we canned was blackberry jam by the gallons. Literally, we do like 4 Saturdays in a row, just blackberries canning. 3 canners going on, just canning, cooking, and everything else. And my aunt and uncle would come over with their kids. They'd be picking. When they came over, I was relegated to the kitchen. Thank goodness, I hate picking blackberries. And I'd help my grandmother mash, cook, and everything else, fill jars and do all that, and time everything. And so growing up in the 60s, blackberry jam was the favorite thing or the most thing we can. However, I got, you know how you do something and you hate something associated with it, like something bad? Well, picking blackberries turned me against blackberries because I got so many friggin' thorns trying to get in there. And it's just like, well, you eat it. I go, I haven't eaten blackberry jam in 3 years. I will cook it for you. I will can it for you, but I won't, don't ask me to pick it.
Yeah.
So
they make really nice, huge, like this big, thornless blackberries now.
Alali thumbberries. Yes, we actually had those in 1963. We planted them. The Alali thumbberries. I mean, they're huge. They were, but the problem is that we only had 12 of those plants, and we had like 300 of the others.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when as a teenager, and it's still one of my favorite things, pears. We got flats and flats of pears from the LDS farm down there in Southern California. And we can't, my mom canned all the half-gallon jars she could get, all the quart jars and stuff. And we had stuff that lasted over 10 years and was still pristine. We also did peaches at that time. I'm not a fan of canning peaches. I'm a fan of eating them, but not the biggest fan I am of pears. Currently, right now, the only thing we can along that line, besides what I canned back here, when I canned the ground beef and baked beans. This is what my wife sent me the last time. She sent me several jars of apricot jam, low sugar apricot jam. And what I realized is this is one of my mom's jars, one of the Kerr jars from the 1970s.
There you go.
So I mean, this stuff here is it's like it's not overly sweet. It smells like a fresh apricot coming off the tree. Tastes like it. And Danny, I mean, if you've seen my last couple of unboxing videos, Danny, he asked for, do you want grape jam? And grape jam was his favorite till he tasted this stuff. He on grape jam, and he's like, strawberry jam, Grammy's jam, yeah. Gets all excited about that.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's see what we got here. Okay, so our treasure homestead came in on your side. Canned veggies and fleshy, the fish you bought, yeah. Chicken chunks in Italian salad dressing.
That's interesting. Never thought about that.
Yeah, chili con carne is another one. Kaylin says my mom made green pepper jelly. Those jars would not last 6 months, let alone a year. And that's one of the problems.
Yeah.
Is your favorite stuff generally doesn't last till the next time you can be canning it, and that's a problem.
Especially when all your friends want it.
Yeah. Canned peaches, elderberry jam.
Oh, elderberry jam. I love elderberry jam. But I burned out on it.
One of the things that I did do one batch or 4 jars of grape jelly when I was 17. I think I did it, and it was like okay, we need to plant more grapes because that grape vine down there is not producing enough grapes to do more than 4 jars. But the problem is, like, one of the things that I would love to can, and I would absolutely devour it almost as much as the apricot jam, would be strawberry jam. But the problem is, even with all the strawberries we have there that my wife has in California, they don't last long enough to be canned. Everybody just snarfs them down as soon as And when I'm there, I just go out there and I'll pick a big bowl of them. Just go through, pick, and eat.
I planted 40 more strawberry plants this year.
Yeah. Well, I had two. I'm not sure if a third one's going to come back that survived the winter in the shop when my heater went out and it froze in there because it was like minus 20 outside, and the shop wasn't totally insulated yet. And so hopefully I'll get everything finished insulated and get a natural gas heater out there that won't produce moisture in the room to cause mold, and I can get the stuff to survive in the winter in there. And if I can get the strawberries and just strawberries, a couple other plants like the lettuces and stuff to grow out there during the winter time, then we get the orange tree and the lemon tree to in the IBC tote, and just roll it into the shop and keep it in the shop.
I drove by one of my farm fields in PA today, and I looked over and I was like, oh crap, it's strawberry season. They're coming in because I'll be buying a lot of strawberries for freeze dryer. Hey, Gil, I just sent a Camppatton Family Compound email a picture of my bread and butter pickles. Tammy will remember this picture because I posted this years ago.
I love bread and butter pickles.
Now, this is in my mom's bale jars. I only use those for water bath canning. Oh, wait, did it send? Should have sent. There it is.
It's there. I just have to move things around between the different screens to get it to come up here.
Yeah. Everybody wants those pickles because of the jar. I'm like, yeah, you better give me that jar back. Those are my mom's and my grandmom's.
Yeah. So the only jars I had that were like that, we were slow in getting stuff out of the. We had in back we had a granny unit built in back for my mom. And when she passed away, we were slow getting those jars out, and my sister snagged them.
I think Tammy either Tammy fell asleep or she's frozen solid, like the Iceman cometh. Oh, there she is.
She's moving.
Sort of.
Yeah, the first year I had strawberries, and the things, the strawberries aren't down in the ground; they're in raised planter beds. And the big raised planter bed, they survived the 1 year just fine. The next year we had the polar vortex, killed them. My wife brought a bunch more strawberries up here. I put them in another IBC tote, a short one that I could wheel into the shop. And so it was in the shop. I had a propane, one of Mr. Buddy propane heaters over there, and I had a little high tunnel built over it, so it was blowing air, hot air in over the strawberries. And then when I had the kidney stone, and I was out of it for several days, that's when it decided to run out of propane, and I wasn't going out there to check on it. I was just barely making it to the bathroom, and it froze. Everything in there froze. And we had a really cold couple days.
I just have to start asking new questions at the farms where I get my strawberries. What are you guys spraying on them to keep the bugs off? Because, yeah, that's a new thorn in my strawberry, so to speak.
Yeah. The one of the things my wife has done there in California, we get enough praying mantises to get some of the what are the egg things are called, and she'll go around and look for them, and she will make sure that they are protected from any predators getting to the eggs, so that the egg sac thing, so the praying mantis can survive to the springtime. And when they start popping up in the back of the protected area, she'll get several of them, take them out, put them in with the strawberries, put some out, put them in with the tomatoes and stuff, and she'll move them around the property. So there's they're not all in one area. So, okay, we got to vacate. She moves them so they're thinned out a little bit, so they're not over grazing and running off somewhere else. And so The only thing is, though, the problem is the praying mantis, I guess, have a tough time. Some of the strawberries, when they're poking up high and the stem comes up and the berries hanging up in the air, they're they get the praying mantis get out there and keep the bugs off it. But the lower ones, you get the sow bugs and some of the other ones coming up on there and eating on them. And yeah, Glenn's in the house now. Hey, Glenn, out of garden.
Yeah, Tammy said aphids get them.
Yeah,
there's a trick. The birds get them, and here's a trick for the birds. Get yourself go buy a bag of gravel at your favorite box store, like large river rock gravel. Dry it off, lay it on a big tray or a big sheet or a blanket, and paint them red. Flip them over, paint them again. Throw them in your garden. The birds come down, think it's a strawberry or something to eat. They peck at it a few times, don't like it, and leave. Then when the strawberries come in, they kind of leave them alone. Yeah. And it confuses them.
Well, we also have a catalpa tree out there, and my wife hangs stuff from there. She has little bird feeders and stuff like that, the hummingbird feeders, and the hummingbirds chase the other birds off. Yeah,
they're nasty.
Hummingbirds, like, get away from my sugar water.
Yeah, this is all I got. Leave me alone.
Yeah, and Glenn has a message for you, Tammy. He's been canning tomatoes. Thanks for the lids. They're awesome. In case anybody's wondering, those are the Superb lids.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I usually have a box sitting here, but I moved it. Darn it.
Yeah, I didn't think to bring the box lids in here either. The only thing I got was this here, and I forgot to grab a spoon so I could sit here and eat jam.
And if you go on the Superb website to buy jars or lids, use Rebel Canners 10 to save 10%.
Yeah.
I got smart in early 2020 at one of the local Amish type stores or Mennonite stores. They had the sleeves of lids I was using for, like, I forget how many. The sleeve is like 24 inches long and wrapped in paper. They're like $30 or $40 for the sleeve. I bought 2 sleeves, and then about a year later, couldn't get lids anymore. So I'm still using those up, so I'm good. And when I get low on those, yeah, I'll be calling you, Tammy.
Yeah. And for those in Ohio, what's it called? The summit.
The Food Independent Summit is June 19th and 20th in Millersburg, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. I'm supposed to be speaking and presenting again this year. I haven't heard from them yet, though, but I'll be there. One way or the other, I'll be there.
Yeah. Tomato jam is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Everybody has their favorites and least favorite things.
And usually I can make something. If I don't like it, I can repurpose it. And tomato jam is the one thing I made. I don't like flavored tomato except for ketchup. That's my bad. And for some reason, I thought I would like tomato jam. And I can't even find a way to repurpose it. I just can't. I've had to dump it because I just
can't make pizza sauce or pasta sauce out of it.
Too sweet. I don't know what I did, but this is so sweet. And I like sweet things, and I don't like it. So maybe I had a really bad recipe. I don't know, but it's on my list of never agains. I'm glad you like it. Just, yeah.
There you go. Checked off something she doesn't like, the can.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm looking forward to starting to can here is I got a bunch of ground beef out there. I got, once the garden settles down to that low in between the planting and harvesting stage where you just got to go out there and water and do a little bit of weeding and stuff, I'm going to try to get the ground beef defrosted and start canning it, and, cooked it and then can it. Kaylin doesn't have a least favorite thing to can because she doesn't can. Kaylin, water bathing would be something you could do in the apartment there, unless you have to pay for your electricity or whatever. Unless if it's what some apartments say it's included, some it's not. So,
Yep.
And I need water. All right.
Tonight's beverage is Verner's, made in Michigan.
Yeah, my wife is talking about the apricots that are on the tree there, so I know we're going to be getting some more. I got one more jar here, and so far the only two people eating this is me and Danny. And generally, I try to save it for. I try not to eat it unless Danny's over here, and when he has this peanut butter and jam sandwich, I just have a jam sandwich. lightly put on because this is thin. It runs because it's a low sugar. It doesn't gel up good with. It doesn't need to be thick. It's very flavorful. It's potent stuff.
Hey, you can always put it on ice cream if it's a sauce. I have a lot of sauces downstairs that never thickened up. I'm like, well, you're still getting canned up because I'm not playing with you anymore. And have ice cream. It's Sunday sauce.
And you can use Pomona's pectin is the kind you want to use if you're using low sugar, because it will help it gel up without sugar.
Okay. She was experimenting, trying to figure out a recipe where she didn't have to cook it too long, where it started getting really brown. She wanted to keep, because she did two different batches. And this is the better batch. The other one's a little bit darker brown, and I'm not sure exactly what she used on it there, but I know she's talking about canning again. So, well, the other thing that makes me think about because of our strawberries around here, the problem we've had getting here in Idaho getting to live over the winter time. But and then everybody in California, everybody just eats them before they go anywhere. It's like it's one of those things when you can find them on sale, the big 5-pound bag or whatever at Costco or Sam's Club in the freezer. When they we got too many of them, they're on sale. Grab a couple of them, throw them in your own freezer until you have enough, then make jam. All right, what do we got here? Adonis berry, blueberry, and strawberry.
Ooh, that sounds really good. Although I don't know if you mean Adonis or Aronia.
Well, the next one she puts down here,
Aronia berry.
Right.
Those tend to be Aronia berries tend to be a little puckery, so they would be perfect paired with the tartness of blueberry and the sweetness of strawberry. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
And Aronia berries are high in antioxidants, so they're really good for you. And anthocyanins, I can't pronounce it, but don't ask me to spell it either.
One of the things
that make purple ones good.
One of the things I'm looking forward to canning is we like skirt steaks. And I want to get some skirt steak and cut it so I can roll it up, but roll it up with bacon in it and can that.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That way they both pick up a little bit of flavor of each other, and the skirt steak for dinner, froze, and then the bacon for snacking. Because the grandsons loved, well, it was weird. For about 3 times, they were just hammering. Whenever I do bacon, they're just hammering it, and all of a sudden, we're done on bacon. He's like, a couple of days later, it's like, did your mom fix you a bunch of bacon? Yeah. And you pigged out on it, didn't you? Yeah. Now now they burnt themselves out on bacon, so it's got to take them a little bit to get back into the bacon flavor again. Like their mother did the same thing when she was a little kid. We were cooking a bunch of bacon for something, and she went in there and she grabbed the plate and snuck off, and she ate like 1.5 pounds of bacon.
Ooh.
And she got sick. She wouldn't touch bacon for like 8 years.
Oh, it has gotten black. I got a warning that said dangerous thunderstorm, and it is now black, and it is pouring down rain now.
Ooh. Let me see what I got here. Okay, I got something screwing up here. Okay. My computer just did something glitchy here on me. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it duplicated the entire browser outlook, so all the tabs were open. That was what was going on. It was open twice. But I have a dwarf Blenheim apricot that's supposed to be arriving on Thursday.
Ooh.
Bare root, so 3 to 4 feet tall, 2 years old. So Thursday, actually Wednesday, I got to get the hole ready.
Yes.
So as soon as it comes, then it's going to be, soak it a little bit, get all the B1 in there, finish getting the hole ready, and plant that thing.
Well, I went to the Minton Homesteaders Conference, and there was a guy there that grafts apples. He goes around and gets the old heirloom varieties. And Becca bought 5 apple trees, bare root apple trees from him.
Okay. That's weird, Kaylin, because usually it'll show something here.
I didn't block her.
No, it's I think YouTube did it, so it didn't even show up on the live chat over here. I'm looking at the live chat, and it's not showing up over here.
What was it? Some strange word that they misconstrued, which wouldn't surprise me.
She was, her comment was about the aronaberry flavor.
Oh, maybe it was the misspelling that they didn't like, and the AI caught it and dumped
But
it.
usually it'll tell me when something's been held. That way I can approve it. But the AI is just not, I guess if it did this time, it's not even allowing moderators to approve. Of course, she's a moderator, so it shouldn't have blocked her anyways.
Yeah, that's weird.
No, it's the AI going off the rail. The artificial ignoramus. It's not intelligent. It's artificial ignoramus.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No more chokeberry, no more like chokeberry. Oh, it's just that, favorite things. I know everybody has a lot of favorite things. Is what they like, what they don't like, and the thing is, what you like once it's canned. Sometimes it's different than what you like to can.
Yes.
You want to can easy stuff, but sometimes what you really like is kind of difficult to can because it takes a little bit, recipe like Mark's mother's recipe for the
bread and butter pickles, yeah.
Bread and butter pickles and stuff.
Oh, that's a pain in the tuchus. But
so it's not your favorite
when I
thing
do it,
can.
I'll make 40 or 60 pints. I mean, her recipe was for a massive amount. I mean, it was like a bushel of cucumbers. I had to modify the recipe because it was a bushel of cucumbers. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I can't do that. But she had 4 people. Squeezing them and icing them and salting them and all the things that get done. And I mean, they're great and I'll do it. And my hands are cramped up for a week after that. But I love them. They're sort of fun. only because I know where it came from and what they're going to taste like.
One of the things I don't like to can is peaches if you don't get the right ones.
You don't get the Freestones. You don't get the Freestones. Yep. You're in for a rude awakening real quick. I hated that, and blanching them and peeling them and.
So, Becca's aunt asked me to make. Becca has a cookbook that her grandmother submitted recipes to, and it's one of those church cookbooks with the spiral binders, and it's absolutely wonderful. And it has grandma's recipe for pickled peaches, except it's not a complete recipe. So we had to figure out, like, it didn't really give amounts, which is really hard when you're trying to do a recipe.
Yeah.
That you're recreating somebody's memories. And so it was really fun to make that recipe, but it's not something that I like to can. But it was so much fun to do it because she really appreciated it. And then Becca's sister's boy, absolutely, he's 9, absolutely loved the pickled peaches. And so it was really fun to see the next generation enjoy something that was almost lost.
Okay. So another thing, everyone's talking about the Freestone. Is that a variety?
There's two types of peaches. Clingstone means the pit. You can't get that thing out of there for nothing. It is just mashed onto the fruit.
Right.
Freestone means that the pit is free inside the peach, and you cut the peach, and the pit just falls right out. So if you're going to can, you want the Freestone, but the better eating varieties are the Clingstone.
Yeah, that's the problem. And some of the Freestones, when you run the knife around it, you open it up. Sometimes you got a moldy stone.
Yeah.
And I think it's more has to do with the second picking or how long they're on. I don't know if it's a tree variety. I've never figured that out.
It also, the other problem is that when you bruise the peach, it can cause that. So they really have to, and I'm a orchard snob. I'm sorry. My grandparents and my aunt and uncle owned an orchard. It was my great grandparents' farm. And you really have to be careful. I mean, if I had dropped a peach, it did not go in the basket that was being sold. So you really, it really depends on how they're picked.
Yeah, and who's picking them and how fast. And, the farm I go to, they got a lot of workers out in the field all at once pulling peaches down. And, they have their baskets of seconds, which I've never bought. And then they're first, but I was asking, like, are they Freestones? They're like, no, not this batch. I was like, okay. I mean, I'll buy a couple and just eat them because, it's you take one bite. You better be wearing a lobster bib because that juice is just running down your neck. It doesn't drip off your chin. It just runs down your neck into your shirt, but they're so good.
But that's a good peach, know. And I mean, I really can't really talk to peaches. I'm in Michigan.
I can't talk to peaches either. Every time I talk to a peach, they don't respond. Yes, I had to go there.
We have 4 varieties here that we can grow that won't die immediately. And maybe you get 3 years out of them and then we get a hard frost and it kills them all off. So we really don't have the varieties here. I mean, there have been some developed, and I've seen some that were developed in Russia that I've never seen grown here. But if you go down to Georgia or south, the southern states, they've got some really good eating peaches.
Oh yeah. New Jersey asked Joe about white peaches. We used to go to the beach. Well, when we go to the beach, we would stop at some of the farms and they had white peaches. They, for the most part, only grow in Jersey from what I heard, but I'm sure they grow elsewhere. Those are really good. They're not as sweet, but they're still as juicy. And the flesh is white. It's not orange.
Yes. And they're kind of like a flat. Some of them I've seen.
No, not the patty pan looking ones. Nope. These look like regular peaches. And they said white. They had a slightly different color skin on them. They weren't that bright yellow and dark red. They were more just a yellowish, but the flesh was white. They were standard size peach. Just ask Jim next time Joe's on ask him about white peaches from Jersey, he'll probably just drop his head and go, "Oh my God, those are the best peaches."
Now, you've just opened that controversial can of worms. If you are a rebel, you will not can the white ones because there are some alphabet soup agencies that say they don't have enough acid.
Sure, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, I'll freeze dry them. How's that?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep. And that's what somebody mentioned that they love freeze dried peaches. I love and I'm waiting for that season to kick. That's first. Strawberries, peaches, then apples. I'll be doing apples by the bushel in the freeze dryer.
Yeah.
And see, if you freeze dry them, you're marked safe from the alphabet soup agency.
Yeah, because they don't care.
No, they don't care at all.
I just did raw shrimp.
There are no guidelines.
I just pulled out 10 dozen raw jumbo 2024 shrimp, unpeeled raw. They were pre-frozen IQF. I threw them in the freeze dryer. They're in bags right now, so I still have to soak them, then cook them, or soak them, then peel and devein them, and then cook them. But they're raw, so I can do whatever I want with them instead of just having shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So
Okay.
AR Patriot came in on your side there, Tammy.
Hi, thank you.
Glenn says, you want to have fun? I want a fun peach. Look up UFO. It has no seed.
I'll have to do that. I can't do it with my phone because I can't do anything while I'm on.
Okay, I was looking up over here, trying to find some varieties. What are the varieties of freestone versus clingstone peaches? There are more than 300 types of peaches. And in parentheses, it says yellow, white, donut, grown in the U.S., and over 2,000 varieties can be found worldwide. That's a lot of peaches.
Donuts are the ones I was going, they look like this. They're flat like this, right? That's what I was trying to say when you were talking about
peaches,
white.
They're great to eat, but I haven't figured out what to do with them other than eating them. I guess you can can them.
It'd be I can't say the word, but it would not be a peach to peel. That's all I'm going to say. They would not be fun to peel.
No.
Wouldn't be peachy.
I'll stew on that one for a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Just I know we kind of picked on peaches here as favorite things, but so I googled freestone peach varieties now, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if these are actually freestone or not, because I found something.
Okay. Number one in the United States is Red Haven. So the number one most popular freestone peach variety is Red Haven. Number two is Alberta.
Alberta peach.
After that, I don't know. Yep.
Okay. Well, all right. So there we go.
Red Haven is getting hard to find. It's an antique heirloom variety. It's very hard to find these days because of all those new ones have come out that are popular. But Red Haven is number one for canning.
Okay. So the Tai Nursery has both. Stark Brothers Nursery has the Alberta, and Shrub Hub has Red Haven peach. 3.5 gallon. So you got to go to their site though. And, they don't ship by route here. So freestone includes both white variety and yellow varieties.
Yes. That's what my wife has on her wish list for the property is white peaches. And that'll be interesting in the valley I'm in. We have our own microclimate there, so it's interesting. But I'll try it. If she wants to blow out $250 for a 4-gallon peach tree, I'll put it in, and I'll keep good track of it, and hopefully it'll maintain and give me some peaches in a few years.
Just make sure you mulch it heavy and you.
Oh yeah.
If you can put it on where the frost isn't going to settle. If you have a slope, that might be a better place.
I'm
to put it
I'm
then
at
on
the I'm literally at the bottom of the valley. So there's that. But
yeah.
we'll see. I'll try it. I know I can do apples. All the Amish farms in the valley have apple trees and other peach trees, so it'll probably be
Yeah.
fine.
If you can do apples, you can do peaches. If you can do fruit,
All right.
fruit trees are kind of
Yeah.
I want
similar.
gooseberries, and they're illegal in my state, in Pennsylvania. They're an invasive species apparently. Gooseberries. I love gooseberries.
No, they carry white pine rust and they kill your pines, and that's why they don't want them brought there.
Oh, all right. Well, then I won't get them because that's my entire property is mostly pine, so I'll leave
yeah,
that alone.
you probably don't want gooseberries, but you could get like a jostaberry, which is very similar to a gooseberry. It's a gooseberry and something else crossed, and I don't think they're prone to the white pine rust.
All right, so Sandra just came in on your side.
Oh, I'm glad you liked them. I had a giveaway, and both Sandra and Glenn won, and I still owe lids to Billy. I haven't sent them, and I just remembered that I had them all packaged. Where are they? They're sitting here somewhere to go out to Billy. I still have one package I haven't mailed.
Yeah, the fruit and stuff is pricey now, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Several of the economic channels I've been following have suddenly started talking about food prices going even more.
Food or fruit?
Food.
Well, yeah,
and
food.
Fruit. Yeah.
I told you last year I drove around some of the places near Gettysburg, and there's some, we're talking 1,000-acre orchards of apples. I drove by and they never picked them. They all hit the ground. And I found out because they couldn't sell them. They couldn't financially hire the help to pick them and then sell them on the open market to the cider presses and all the local stuff around there because they were getting them from some other country in the world cheaper. And they squashed, no pun intended. Actually, there is no pun there. They squashed the price and made it almost impossible. So it was cheaper for them just let them rot. Yeah. And I'll ask my other guy I deal with to get my apples and jalapenos. If that happens again this year, I'll pay him. I'll go pick my own. If his insurance will let me get on his property, I'll go pick my own and I'll pay him. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. So I ordered a Blenheim bare root one. It's supposed to be coming on Thursday, but I just got an email because I ordered it online from Home Depot because they have their bare root orchard thing they ship stuff out from, right, with their guarantee on it. So I just got an email from them, and the Frost Peach is a bare root one they're selling. So the Frost Peach, I've never heard of Frost Peach, so I looked it up, and the Frost Peach are delicious yellow freestone that taste similar to the Alberta peach.
Well, that
works. It's a freestone, and it's $58 for a bare root. Grow the most, and it's considered one of the most hardy peaches for cold hardy peaches.
How old is the bare root? Is it a year or two?
Everything they sell is at least 2 years old.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And that means you only have to wait another 1 to 3 years to get peaches out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna put it in pots, it'll probably grow faster, not and being protected like that.
Yeah, I got some big pots, so I got to figure out exactly where I'm going to put the trees. I just turned my pile of compost, so I got a lot of nice loamy soil. So I may put the bare roots in some of these I got some big old huge monster pots, so I may put them in that and see if and keep them indoors over the winter time.
Make sure you prune it right, because peach trees need to be, once they get to a point, you need to prune off the the main one, so they branch out and leave that big airspace in there. Because if you don't, you'll just have nothing but bugs and rot peaches.
Yeah.
They get two of them.
The bare root elderberry and the pink champagne currant I got from Berlin Seeds last year, bare root, and I got them in June because I went to the summit. They are just huge, and they are in big pots, and they are just massive now. I'm gonna have to transplant them out. So bare root plants just seem to do so much better than the ones I bought at the box store that come in the pots.
Yeah, because they're so. Plus, sometimes when they I noticed the trees they sell at Home Depot, when you go to pull them out of that big pot, it's half of it is wood chips and mulch around it, but you can see where they cut cut the roots to pull it up and put it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Taproot's gone.
I'm just looking at the I got to get back, catch up on the chat here.
My currant was maybe 6 inches tall, and it's probably 3 feet tall now.
Jeez.
In 1 year. Yeah. It's not even been a year since I planted it, because I planted it when I came back.
Yeah, there's lots of fruit resources out there. If you can get to know a farmer that only sells commercially, a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, how many you want? Bring your own basket, go do your own thing, and they'll charge you whatever. Because if they can't pick them all, or the ground, the stuff that's on the ground, a lot of stuff that hits the ground winds up at the cider press, depending on how bad it is. And they got their workers that'll pick them up and check it. And if it's not good enough, they drop it back on the ground.
And when prices are this high, I buy the seconds. I know Mark just said he doesn't like to buy the seconds or hasn't done it before.
That's for peaches.
When I am making applesauce, I buy second apples. I don't want perfect apples. I'm just making applesauce. I buy number 2s.
Yeah. The one site here that for the frost peach daycare says it's 6, 7, 8, 9 for the zones. Yeah. So I gotta go. I gotta do some more research on that before I order that one, because it says frost, cold hardy, and that's not cold hardy if it's a 6.
I'm in zone 4, 5, and I do Red Haven in Alberta, but again, every so many years it wipes them all out, and you got to start over.
Yeah.
I'm in my valley is in 5A and 5B. I'm like right in the middle of the line. I haven't figured that one out yet, so I got to figure out what may or may not. I got to talk to some of my some of the local guys.
Yeah, MB Heritage Farms is on your side.
Yeah. Right in my box, my sticker collection here.
Yeah, MB Heritage is on your side there. And let's see. Come on. All right, there we go. Checking here, just keeping up on it. My Northern Girl Hobby says that her currants are huge too.
Oh yeah, my currants are setting fruit, and I don't know since it's the first year, I probably shouldn't let them do it because they need to do roots. But I'm kind of tempted. I want to see what they taste like. I've never tasted these. I like black. I've had black, red, and white, and I like white currants, and I like black currants. So I was hoping pink champagne is somewhere in that white currant family.
Okay. All right. So I redid the search on this for the zone 4, zone 5 peaches. I'll show that in just a second. I want to get caught up here on the chat. Jalen strains in 5. Mother Gardeners is 4, 5. 4 for Garden Girl Hobbies. Glenn's down there in 10A.
We're just jealous, Glenn. Just rub it in. Just rub it in that you got bananas.
Okay. Stark Brothers has cold hardy peaches for zone 4.
Okay.
And
what varieties? Not that it matters. If you can grow a peach in zone 4, whatever it is, grow it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So they have the Alberta peach, and see what else did they got? Do they have the Red Haven or? No, that's different one has Red Haven. You can go to StarkBrothers.com and check it out, see what they got. Also, the Sill, list zone 4, and probably I don't see a listing here for it, but since they do have the Tai Nursery has the Red Haven and the Alberta. So I would be willing to bet that they have that those are the cold hardy ones. You can check with them too. That's Tai Nursery, TYTY Nursery.
And
You should check what Nash.
Go ahead, Tim.
Nash Nurseries is just down the road for me. I can't get on my computer, of course, right now. But Nash Nurseries is right down the road for me, literally half an hour from my house. I've never been there. We were talking with Dr. Paula. He was on Dr. Paula's.
Yeah.
One day you were there, Gil.
Yeah, and he came on mine and was on mine too.
I'm actually sending Becca's husband for his birthday. I bought him. Mr. Nash is doing a grafting class for trees.
Ooh,
and
that's fun.
I bought that. It's very hard to find something for Becca's husband, and I just adore him. He puts up with us. And so I finally found something he would love for his birthday. I bought him the tree grafting, and I am so excited. I can't wait to, hear what he learned, and I know that he's going to be doing some stuff with it, and he'll actually use it. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, grafting is a fun science.
Well, I went to the Mitten Homesteaders Conference this weekend, and there was a gentleman there that grafts old antique varieties of apple trees. And Becca and Billy bought 5 different trees from him. But I'm just curious what Mr. Nash has for peaches for sale.
Yep. His website's acting up.
It's storming.
It's about like the catalog here. Like you can download the catalog. It's going to take a minute for it to focus. There, it's focusing. Yeah, you can go through. Just click on it, and it takes you to it of the different. All right, fruit and nut trees. Red Fuji's.
That's an apple.
Yeah, I'm looking at these. Looks like. Cool. Yeah, these are most. Okay, apples at the top. Okay, apple, blackberry, blueberry, cherry, chestnut cherry, elderberry. Fifth, yeah. Getting down here to the pawpaw trees, peach trees. Okay. So he has the Bailey.
Never heard of that.
Self-pollinating. He has giant Alberta. He has Red Haven. Yep. He has Hail Haven.
Yeah, that's the other one I was trying to think of. That's what's kind of replacing the Red Haven a lot.
Yeah. And he has Reliance. And some of these are in here twice because they're either in a 15-gallon or a 10-gallon.
Reliance is very common. You can buy that at a lot of places around here. So it's not something.
He's got two. He got 2 different varieties. He has one that's not self-pollinating and another one that is self-pollinating on some of these.
Yep.
So
you can, if you get just one, if you're only going to get just one tree, you want a self-pollinating.
Yeah, and that's what I like the Chinese/Mormon apricot I got is self-pollinating. And the Blenheim I have coming is self-pollinating as well.
Yes.
But I'll have 2 of them. So
if you plant 2, you will have better fruit set even though it's self-pollinating, if you plant 2 varieties, you'll get a better fruit set.
All right, there is the link to this catalog from Nash Nurseries.
Where are they located?
Owasso, Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, Center Country. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and they're very highly regarded. I've heard of them. I have, like with the Christmas wish list, the catalog. I have gotten the paper catalog back when they still did that and circled all the things like, it was Christmas in July, and I have never been there. Now that he spoke with Dr. Paula, I'm going to have to go over and check out when they're, it just never seems like I have money in my pocket on days they have open days.
Of course.
And Glenn's double dipping over on your side now too.
Thank you.
I know I have a tree nursery up here near Gettysburg somewhere that they do, and I can't remember the name of the like really old like legacy. There's a term for it. That's the word I'm looking for, the term. But fruit trees, like Civil War era stuff. What do you call something that's not a legacy, but anyway, they're really old. And heirloom. Well, no, it's not even heirloom. It's like heirloom, but whatever. So
it's pre-heirloom.
Yeah,
sure. And but you have to order literally like a year or 2 ahead of time. And they use they have whatever they won't tell you what their root stock is for their apple trees and that, and they tell you how to do it, and you go pick it up. They won't deliver it. You got to come get it, and you got to talk to them when you buy it. And that's high on my list. I'll find the name of it and mention it next time. That's high on my list of a place to go to get a couple apple trees and everything. Yeah, you need to have at least 2 of each type of tree, or 2 varieties of each tree so they pollinate better. Because if you don't, you're probably not going to get much fruit.
I did not know you were that close to Gettysburg. I need a photo of a historic building.
You need a photo?
I do. I will. Oh. We'll talk later.
Whatever. I got your number. I cover Gettysburg half the time, so I have to drive through Gettysburg to get to Hanover and other places.
Then you pass this historic building that used to be a tavern. Which family owned. I can't think of the name, but the family was the Blacks was the last name.
Oh, somebody figure out what it is, and I'm sure it's probably one of our customers.
There's a main road that dead ends, and that's the tavern is right there where the road ends, because they were the whole supply for that area. So
okay.
I have it in my family history. I'll have to search it up, but I wanted to get a picture of it. When I was at Gettysburg, I did not know it was still there. And
what was it originally called? Black's Tavern?
No, it was something before that. And then the Widow Black bought it and made it famous.
All right, folks. We're a little over time here now, and I need to wrap it up. That was the staff sergeant trying to call me. So,
sorry. Told you I could talk for hours on this topic.
Yeah. All right. So, coming up here on Tuesday over on Gray Man Prepping, talking about keeping your food storage cool so you don't lose your stuff. So we're going to be talking about that. Ways to do it. Thursday night is the midnight ride. Friday back here on Camppatton Family Compound for the Friday night in the homestead. The topic is register your garden. And so this is sort of like a video response to a bunch of videos out there, and we'll be doing it live, talking about stuff. I did a video on this last year on Gray Man Prepping, where I just ripped the government agencies that were doing this. It didn't get taken down; it's still there. But and I had a friend of mine who's still working at Homeland Security send me stuff he wasn't supposed to send me. But so I quoted stuff in there. So we'll be talking about that on Friday here. Mm-hmm. Saturday on Gray Man Prepping, we're going into the pew-pews. The topic is no limit if it's belt fed. Talking about the certain states like California and some others that say, oh, you can only have 5 rounds. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's on Saturday. Next Monday here, the topic is canning pie filling.
Ooh. Challenge accepted. I'll have to go through the basement and see what I have, and then maybe make something new.
And everybody in the chat, there, let me find it here. Where is it? Find it again. There it is. Okay. If you have canning topic suggestions, please email me or email Tammy at rebelcanners@gmail.com as well. And so we get some topics here, because after June 17th, I've run out of topics. But I know there's a lot more to go.
You know, we can go back to, I could do another freeze drying one with you if you want.
All right. We'll see what goes on.
I have 2 new ferments I'm going to try, so we could even do one on fermentation as food preservation.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll get going. That so yeah, I like to hear ideas from the viewers as well, so we know what they want to hear. Did I just freeze there? I was looking off to the side. Okay.
We heard you.
Okay. All righty, so that's what's coming up. Tammy, you still not going live this week?
I don't know my schedule this week, to be honest. I think I might be able to make it this Thursday. I don't work this Thursday, so they were scheduling my work funky. So
everyone keep an eye out for Tammy going live on Thursday, noonish Eastern time. All right, folks. Hopefully we'll see you around tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Gray Man Prepping is my next live. And if you haven't canned certain ways, try it. Learn a new skill, can something new. All right, see y'all later.
See ya. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
And why isn't it ending?